I checked 1, 2. You sure the mic working? I bet, because I don't want to mess up now. I'm Barr+Friends. We keep it authentic, funny, and inspirational. Welcome to the episode. Oh, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel, like, comment, do anything you want to just support us. And let's just get into this. Ah, man, I love this.
I am your humble host, Christian Barr, and this is Barr and Friends. She is a visionary, mentor, and sales specialist. She's a life coach and inspires people every day with her coined phrase, "Baby, you got this." I love it. She is all about positivity, tranquility, and unity. Friends, meet Rina. Rina, how are you
Oh,
today?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you. What a nice introduction.
Now, before we dive into any conversation, I just wanted to let you know that here on Bar and Friends, we wanted to wish you a happy late birthday. I don't know if you are big on birthdays or not, but I just wanted to let you know that, hey, you're thought about, and we just wish you nothing but success and blessings from here on out. So, yeah, happy birthday.
Thanks. Yeah. I'm big on birthdays. I'm huge on birthdays. I think everybody should celebrate their birthday because, I don't think you realize if you're one of those people that doesn't enjoy celebrating your birthday, what it really is. Like it's your new year. It's
Right.
your own happy new year. You should be counting down, doing the thing. It's the day you got here.
Exactly. No, for sure, for sure. What is what are you in this season? What are you appreciative for?
I'm really appreciative for my support system.
Mm.
I really, really am. They've been really amazing. Life's been lifing. So to have people that you can lean on that know you and are there to kind of push you along when you need it. So I'm very grateful and appreciative of the relationships that I have cultivated in my life and the people that love me and support me.
Oh yeah. No, for sure. You definitely need to have a a tribe of people that believe in you, that can love on you, and at times challenge you
Oh
because that's a
yeah. I mean, people that don't challenge you, I might ruffle some feathers with what I'm about to say,
go ahead.
but people that don't challenge you don't really bring a lot of value to the table. And it's not that I don't think they're not worth having in your life. I think everybody is worth having in your life if they make you feel better, if they bring something to the table. But having those people that really challenge you, that don't let you just be complacent, don't let you just slide through life, that not so, they ask, they take an interest, and I guess that's what I mean, like the interest, taking an interest by challenging. Are you doing that? How are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? So, I did a talk a few weeks back, and I was saying, you don't want to be the smartest person in the room unless you're being paid to be there or to speak. If you want to be among other smart individuals that are like-minded, that through conversation, through presence, encourage you to think differently, think more broadly, challenge you in a way that you haven't been challenged before.
I kind of want to backtrack because people don't know how me and you met, and so I have a little bit of a funny story. So And I'm so sorry because maybe you thought that I was trying to slide into your DMs and trying to get your number and trying to holler at you. And I'm sorry if you thought that, but no, I when you do your thoughts of the day, and when I saw the way that you were moving and how you were doing things on TikTok, I said to myself, I have to have her on my podcast because you are warm, you are welcoming, you have a nice and beautiful smile, and you really want to bring change. And so this pod took a couple of months to to do, but I finally got a hold of you, and maybe this can encourage other podcasters out there, or people that are just creative. Sometimes you just have to be consistent. And sometimes you just have to kind of just wait a while to be like, okay, let this other person see what you're doing, and to not, you know, be all up in their DMs, but kind of just like let them see, how you move, how you operate. And so, Rena, I know that I'm going to keep on giving you um, praises and and your roses. I mean, which you you are due them. But I just wanted just to say, honestly, from my heart, because you're busy. You're an entrepreneur. And so thank you so much for giving me your time tonight and for saying yes to coming on to Bar and Friends. And yeah, I really do appreciate you. And I'm sorry if I was a nag, but I just felt like you have a story to tell. And I just wanted my platform where you can be I want you to come on my platform where you can be able to, encourage other people and just to, let your light shine. So thank you.
Ah, thank you. Well, to address that, no, I did not think you were trying to slide into my DMs. You did not give the creepy vibe. I'm very aware of the creepy vibe, and you're
Oh my
good. But
God.
excuse me. And also to the point of what you're saying, again, I am a business coach, and one of the things I help my clients with is their marketing system. And that's exactly it. You want to be consistent and persistent. You also want to let people see who you are so that your people want to have that conversation with you. And I enjoyed watching your stuff, which is why I replied back, because I was like, all right, okay, like I get you, like I see it, like I see where we connect. And I really, really love connecting with other like-minded people. And I think I told you I got on TikTok by the pressure of my sister so she could stop texting me the TikToks, but also just as a new outlet and to practice really what I wanted to share with people. And then I thought, well, F it. I'm just going to do me and do what I want to do and say what I want to say. And at the end of the day, I'm a business coach, but I love inspiring people. And listen, if things are hitting the fan in my life, I'm pretty sure it's also happening to other people. And strength in numbers. It's so nice to know that you're not alone.
Absolutely. For sure. For sure.
So I keep it pretty real on my TikToks. I teeter back and forth from a little bit of my personal life and more about inspiration, but I really enjoy that I was able to meet you, because in any other world, how would that have happened? We're on two separate coasts.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what I want to do. I just wanted to, well, along with you and others, I just wanted to link up with other like-minded people like you mentioned and just have conversations like we're doing right now. This is a laid back chill conversation where we're just being vulnerable and we're just sharing our hearts with each other. And so yeah, that's what I really want to do. And so when I saw your videos, I was like, man, this woman is phenomenal. Now, of course, we all have our issues and, we're not perfect. But as far as someone that is, wanting to better the lives of people that surround her, and you just want better. You just really want the best out of life. And that is translated through your videos and stuff. Like, I have to. Now, there were some times I'm like, okay, just give up, Christian. Give up. Like, let it go. Obviously she does not want to be bothered with your crazy self. It's okay. But I'm like, nah, man, like, you know, I just love your messages and I love how you inspire people. So yeah, like you said,
Thanks.
being consistent and going at it.
Yeah, and nobody, what is perfect, right? Like let's be real. Like what is perfect? Perfect is a thought that we have that stresses us out. It creates anxiety. And I think that we'd all be a lot more calm and a lot more at peace if we realized that perfect lives in our imperfections.
Say that one more time.
Perfect lives in our imperfections because we are perfectly imperfect. That is how we were made. That is, we're here for, we're each here for our own purpose, whatever that experience, that emotion, that thing is that we are wanting to experience. And in order to have that, we can't be perfect. We have to, that's where you learn. That's where you grow. That's where you're beautiful. And I think that one, some of us don't know it, and two, a lot of us forget it.
What does a day in the life of Rena look like? Yeah.
Well, there's so it looks like getting up pretty early in the morning just because I like the peace and the quiet of starting my day on my own. Um, and then I'll typically do some journaling, sit with some hot water, and then before I have my coffee, and then I'll usually have a workout. I'll either um, do something at home, and then I get ready for my day, and I sit down and I sit right here, and I get onto my computer, and I'm replying to clients. I am having client calls. Sometimes I'm on team calls, leading team calls. I really, really try to get up during the day, but I just kind of cycle through my day. I do get myself to the by the ocean a couple times a week to clear my head. That's where my peace lives. That's where my sanity lives. And then, yeah, I will usually wrap up my day by sending out a couple late emails and then winding down. I try to, I really I'm torn, and maybe you can help me on this because you're really good with this. I'm torn on the whole social media posting on a regular basis. Like, I get it. We're supposed to do it if you want more exposure.
Mhm.
Um, but I also am a priorities person. So for me, if you're building your business through social media, that becomes a priority and it's something you make time for every day. I've and this is what I'm saying, maybe you can help me with this. For me, I view my social media as a way of giving back, less as a way of marketing myself and my business. You'll very rarely will you hear me talk about my services. I'll mention that I'm a coach, but
Right.
you never hear me really talking about my offerings. I think that if people are really, drawn to me and want to know more about what I do, they'll just reach out. So I don't spend a lot of time creating content.
Rena. And that was going to be my next question to you. Because I believe that what you just said, like your whole morning day routine, you can actually just take your video, and you've done this
I have.
a few
I have.
times. Just do that on a consistent basis because it's like, man, you offer some dope services. So yeah,
Thank
do
you.
do that. Do Give us more of like behind the scenes of Rena, you know? Because I'm interested. I'm nosy. I want to know more about your life. You know, I mean, I know that you're into music and I know that you are into positivity, but, you know, I kind of want to see a shot of you doing your emails and a shot of you just enjoying the ocean. I want to see that. And I'm sure that others would like to see that as well. So work on
I
that.
will I will keep that in mind. I used to do that. I really enjoy my day as much as I did not think I would enjoy working from home, but what I do, I love. I love just being able to have conversations with clients and be their thought partner and help them out with you know, their messaging and their marketing and their how to get done. Excuse me, I don't know if I can say that on here.
Tiny but mighty coaching, like, you know, what inspired that, where that come from. So that actually came through the whole pandemic when the whole world was shut down, right?
Yeah, so it's really fun. So the name Tiny But Mighty, a friend gave that to me many, many years ago.
Right.
Um, she just told me she used to call me Tiny, and I finally asked her why. She says, "Because you're so tiny, but you're so mighty." But when it came down to really naming my business, my coach at the time, he's like, we got to get you a name for your business." And there was a lot of variations. And before we got off the phone, I said, I have one more name. And it really encompasses a lot about how I think, how I work with my clients, and just how I live my life. And I threw out Tiny But Mighty Coaching, and he's like, love it. That's what we're doing. And the premise of Tiny But Mighty Coaching, of the name, is it's really how I structure my work. I I'm a visionary. I start with the end in mind. So what's the vision? What's the goal? What does life look like when you have what you want? What is that life that you imagine, that you envision in a perfect world? That if you close your eyes, you can like feel it, taste it, touch it, all those yummy things, right? What is that? And then we document that. And then where are you right now? What do you have? What do you know? What don't you know? And we create together tiny systems and tiny habits and tiny steps to help get you to grow into that person that you need to be, to create this mighty life and this mighty vision that you have for yourself. It's not that it's impossible, it's that you have to have a plan. And then being able to have somebody that's there with you by your side, helping you create that through tiny steps, gives you that tool that you can eventually just do it on your own. So yeah, Tiny But Mighty is all about those tiny steps, those tiny thoughts, those tiny actions that you take to create those mighty habits and those mighty accomplishments that you're looking for.
What were the setbacks? What were the downfalls? What were the obstacles that you faced when you created this? And what are some challenges and obstacles that you face now?
The one glaring challenge was when you decide to become a coach, you decide to be accountable for everything you say, think, and do. Because you can't talk the talk and not walk the walk. I first started off as a life coach. So, and life was lifing because it was COVID and things were like, nothing was certain. And really being in a place to catch myself and coach myself, and then move forward through that. And I mean, that's an everyday thing. That is I, when I say that I walk the walk, I have boards everywhere with my reminders. Who do you really want to be? Like, this is what you're working on. This is your revenue goal. This is how close you are to it. These are all your calls. This is what you got to get done. Like, it's a constant. And plus my to-do list, it's always right. Sometimes I even enlist my speaker over here to remind me of things, because it's, if I am going to be able to show other people how to do these things, I have to be doing them for myself. I really have to commit to the process. And that really is the biggest challenge and the biggest reward.
Did you have people? Whew, did you have people that you knew that didn't want to support you?
You know what's really interesting about
Yeah.
that question is I didn't. This was the one that, so I had a massage business for 20 years. I was a therapist and I ran my massage practice and others. And even I was really great at it. People are still sad that I retired. And that was something people knew I was doing. But when I made the shift to be a coach and specifically a business coach, this is the thing that everybody says. You finally found your calling. This is where you're supposed to be. This is who you are meant to be. You are finally living your purpose. And I really, really believe that. I know this is my vehicle. I know this is my way of fulfilling my visions of being able to help other people on, in a mass way whenever that happens. But
Wow.
it's happening.
It's happening. Absolutely. When you were in your other practice with being a masseuse, did people kind of talk to you about their problems?
Oh,
Like,
so
go ahead.
that's the funny thing is, well, yes, because as a massage therapist, I'm also an intuitive and a Reiki practitioner. So people just like, blah, blah, blah. But the funny thing is, well, it's not even funny. I am one of the things that I pride myself on is a networking, um, I'm a networking professional. I built my business on networking. And so a lot of my clients happened to be small business owners as well. So it was either a networking question, and then I'm also super systematic. And the running joke for several years before I retired was, hey guys, I'm going to start charging you for consulting because or
Wow.
therapy, depending on what the conversation was. So when
Right.
I made the shift, it was very natural. It made sense. But yeah, some of my clients I still keep in touch with. Some of them became very, very good friends. Some of them were with me almost the whole duration of my business.
How do you stay focused on the task when it comes to your business? And how do you kind of not get distracted from that?
The trick is to, you'll hear me say it, what are the priorities for the day? And so, quick little teaching moment because you opened up this can of worms and now I'm going to go for it.
I love it. Go ahead.
Because I love this stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So here's the deal. Like, if you are an entrepreneur and you are having a challenge staying disciplined, because it's normal. I have two people that I meet with every week that hold me accountable.
Okay.
So have somebody that holds you accountable. But there are things that you can do as well, or you can just hire me.
Might as
I
well.
mean,
Yeah.
but no, like really, easy step the night before you have to do something. Look at what you got to do. Like, we all have a list of things that we have to do, but how many of those things really need to get done? How many of those things are a real priority? Not all of them. So you pick your priorities, you put them where you work most efficiently, and those are your like non-negotiable, has to get done. You also should have daily non-negotiable things that have to get done to keep your lights on, to keep your business going. And so looking at that every day, and at the end of the day, taking note of what got done and what didn't get done and adding to your list for the next day, that's how you stay on track. Now, if you have a problem and you get distracted, which most people do, I always tell people, if you know that you're going to, no matter what, even no matter how many times you tell yourself you're not going to get on Instagram, you're not going to get on TikTok, whatever, you're going to do it. Put it in your calendar. Just give yourself 10 minutes. Just do it.
Right.
And put it there so that it doesn't take over anything else. But it really is discipline and accountability. And if it's not something that you're good at, either enlist somebody else that needs the same and you guys do it for each other, or you get help. That's why people work with coaches. And that's why people, you know, or they join a mastermind. There's some type of accountability, and when you're paying for it, you're more invested, or when there's something at stake. So I don't pay for my accountability partners, but we both have something at stake. We're all trying to accomplish something. So it means something. And telling someone you didn't get it done is not an easy pill to swallow. Now, I don't reprimand my clients. I find out why didn't it get done? Like it's not ever getting done. What's the roadblock, right? Like also learning when there's things that you know you should be doing and you don't want to do. You got to figure out why not instead of just beating yourself up. So if you want to be productive and you want to stay focused, you know, make sure that you're looking at it every day, looking at what needs to get done, and then ask yourself why. Like, what's the outcome? What does that produce for you, so that when you decide, when you're having that conversation of, I really don't want to, I'm gonna do whatever else I wanted to, having the discipline to ask yourself, why is it that that's on my to-do list? And is that outcome worth more to me than this quick escape? That right there will usually kind of put stuff in perspective for you in that moment.
You can't buy back time.
No.
That's one thing that I've learned over the last couple of weeks too is, yeah, you can probably get some money back, but when it comes to time, that's it. And so go ahead.
Yeah, time is invaluable. Like that's it. And you know, and if you're beating yourself up because you're not getting the results that you want, then start looking in the mirror and asking yourself why. Like it really, I mean, success is all about holding ourselves accountable and really wanting what we say we want and doing the things we don't want to do to have it, you know? But me, I'm of the belief that you might not think you want to do that thing, but when we think about what does that action really mean for you? What does it create for you? What are the outcomes by doing those? Oh, you will find a way to want to do them if you want those outcomes enough. I saw a meme the other day. This is so inappropriate. You can get mad at me if you want to. A friend of mine sent me, you know, a crackhead doesn't wake up in the morning and say, I don't have any money. They just go make it happen. So don't let a crackhead out hustle you today.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you want it bad enough, you will go get it. So that's something I do ask people often, and I ask myself often too, like, okay, well, do I really want it? Am I really willing to sacrifice the improvements I can make? Do I really want to lose that momentum for this? And here's the deal. Sometimes you will say, yeah, it's worth it. I'm about to lose my mind and I need to go. And those are the moments that you do that. Those are the moments that you take care of you. So there is an exception to every rule. You do have to be true to yourself. But if it's just to go, you know, I don't have a clean way of saying it. So, but if you're just gonna go mess around, you're just gonna go have a drink. You want to clock off early to go have happy hour with your friends. Are your friends really going to make up for what you just lost? Is the investment in happy hour worth what you're losing in an investment in your productivity? Doesn't mean you can't have a life. It just means handle your business and
Right.
get back, just and I say this because this is my jam, but just, handle what you need to handle so that later you can enjoy what you want. Like this is all about having the quality of life that you want, right? So, sometimes we have to make a few sacrifices. Now, I'm not big on hustle culture. I used to be, but I'm not a big fan of hustle culture. I'm a fan of smart time culture.
Ooh. Ooh. Hey, elaborate. Get into more of that smart culture. What do you mean by that?
like smart, using your time wisely, using it productively so that you can cultivate the life that you want. So that when you want to take that vacation, you know the skills to get yourself ahead of what you need of when you're gone, how to prepare so that when you come back, you're not scrambling, and again, I'm a systems geek. That's my big jam. Like, how do you create habits that allow you to do everything you need to do and everything you want to do? And it's really about that discipline during those specific hours. Even if you want a 4-hour work week, it's possible. You just need to know how to structure it. What are you focusing on? What are the most important things? What's going to get you closer to the end game?
How do you feel when you have exceeded a client's expectations? Like, do you feel accomplished? Do you feel good? Like, do you reward yourself when you are with a client and you see progression and they are actually at the very end of what their goal was? Like, how do you feel and
I
what do you
love it when my clients hit their goals. I had these clients, and they, within the first 6 months, they doubled their fees. They more than made their investment back. And it was just, I mean, I celebrate with my clients. I celebrate. My clients have my phone number. They can text me. They know I might not get back to them right away, depending on the hours. But
right?
I celebrate. I will drop an F yeah, and I will do a happy dance with them. I I have been known to get off a call with my clients and dance in my living room because you just did what you didn't think you could do. It's the
Yeah.
best. I love watching people win. That doesn't never gets old. It just gets better.
Oh, that's so cool. That's cool. Last question. Now, I was thinking about you and I was thinking about our pod today, and I was like, I'm missing one more question. And I was actually watching another pod today, and I'm like, oh, that should be the ending question for Rena. So here we go. What are some L's? And L's is classified as losses. What are some L's you had to take in business to get to where you are right now?
Well, let me tell you. Um, it was with my first business. I I started my first business when I was 25 years old. So that was well over 20 years ago. That's all
Mhm.
you get. That's all you get from me. And
All right.
um, and I was really arrogant. I really thought that because I had a good reputation as a therapist, that I was going to open my practice and do really well. I fell so hard on my face. We are talking, I was on unemployment. I just had to, I mean, again, when you're hungry, you eat, right? My daughter was really young, like really young. And I struggled. I ended up having, I think at one point I was working like 4 or 5 jobs for, I think that with my business. And but that taught me that, you know what? If you want it, you can have it. You you just don't give up. Like, you're gonna fall. And what I've learned since then, looking back, every time that, I mean, that was the hardest I've ever fallen. That was a very humbling experience. And I think that I know that is why I do what I do. I know that is why I'm good in business now, because that was never going to happen again. Not knowing anything about marketing, how to create business, how to really be a smart business owner, and almost losing everything was the biggest L I've had, and also the biggest blessing, because I've never allowed myself to get to that place. And I I like sharing that. I don't like sharing it, but there's something empowering about letting someone know that those are the moments that make you. They either make or break you. And anytime you have that moment where you're in the valley and it just it's dismal, there's only one way to go, and it's up. You're already down. You have a choice. Either stay there or you go up. But it's your choice. And when we have those losses, I look at them as opportunities. Those L's are not L's, they're O's. They're big opportunities for growth, for change. And yeah, I think that was the biggest loss I've had.
That was so incredible. You said losses can be turned into opportunities. Wow. That's true. I just never heard it like that.
Yeah, I mean, you just didn't know something, right? Like you didn't have the information. So now you know what you don't know and you have a choice. Now you either go figure out what you need to learn, or but you figure it out, or you just do nothing.
Rowena, thank you. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for hopping on Bar and Friends. I appreciate you so much. And hey,
Oh,
I just
thank
gotta
you.
know this before I get get off this pod. You gonna come back again on Bar and Friends, right?
Yeah, I'll be back.